thank you. For more on politics and all of this, let's turn to Bob Cusack. He's the managing editor for The Hill newspaper. Bob, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Trace.
You know, you heard the statement previously made a couple of times saying that Putin was lecturing us. A pretty bold statement. I mean, in your estimation, does the administration appear strong on all of this?
Well, I think the administration, they certainly had a tough week. There was several missteps, one of them going to Congress in the first place. You're dealing with a gridlock Congress that really can't pass anything, and the administration was asking Congress to pass a war-related resolution. And not only that, President Obama didn't call Congress back immediately, so constituents said no way. And now the president did escape somewhat. He was bailed out a bit by Putin on this, and that's why Putin has the upper hand at the moment. It could end well for the president if he's able to succeed, but there could be, Trace, this cat-and-mouse game. We've seen it with other countries like Iraq before, of inspections team and then them letting him in but not letting him in. So this could go on for quite some time, and that's why the White House had to be so careful today not to really fire back very hard at Putin, because they need him right now.
So if I hear you clearly, Bob, you're not saying that the administration looks weak on this per se, but maybe that the president from the start has kind of misread the landscape on this a bit.
Yeah, and that's what Democrats are nervous about, that they want to see these mistakes put in the past and going forward to at least appear stronger and to negotiate better. And to get the best deal, you have to be tough. And then we saw that from John Kerry, and there have been times when John Kerry and President Obama haven't been singing from on the same song sheet. So they've got to be, I think, a little bit more consistent, where Kerry said, well, I'm not asking you to delay the vote when he was before Congress, and then hours later, President Obama was saying, I want to delay the vote. So going forward, certainly the administration needs to stop fumbling. They've had a couple fumbles on Syria, no doubt about it.
Right, and that's the point, is if you're going to, show some strength in this, the messaging has to be in symphony, Bob. I mean, you have the president coming out first saying it's a salvo. You have John Kerry saying this strike is going to be unbelievably small. And then you have the president coming out saying, no, the United States doesn't do pinpricks. I mean, the messaging here has not been consistent.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what Democrats, both privately and publicly, are saying. They're saying on Capitol Hill, what is going on? Why are we getting different messages, especially when it's one thing if you're talking about a domestic bill. When you're doing foreign policy, you have to be consistent. The Secretary of State and the President have to be consistent. So going forward, I imagine the White House is going to be working on that a little harder to make sure what's coming from John Kerry and the White House is consistent. Otherwise, they're not going to get their goals. They're not going to be successful in getting Syria to fork over these chemical weapons.
Yeah. Of course, the John Kerry slip of the tongue resulted in a little bit more diplomacy. Bob Cusack, great to see you, Bob. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Trace.